Today I want to share with you a fun way I created this splash of color across my card. For this card, I'm going to be using Archival ink in Best Dressed. I'm also going to be using the Embossed clear ink. I'll be using the white embossing powder. I'm going to be using liquid pearls in Robin's Egg, as well as in Blue Velvet. And then for my stamp set, I'm going to be using the Beachy Vibes stamp set. This one is a lot of fun. It has a lot of different stamps on it. And then I'm going to be using the Bubble Mix stencil. And for my card, I'm going to be using the Stark White Cardstock from Hurley. So I'm going to start out by stamping my images. So I'm going to use the Embossed clear ink as well as the Beachy Vibes stamp set. And I've gone ahead and pulled out the seashells that I want to use. And I'm going to be using this Make It clear block that's available in the Ranger shop as well. And so I'm just going to lay this across my card front. And I'm going to lay out my stamps so that I can kind of have an idea where everything's going to go. But I am keeping in mind, when I flip this over, the sand dollar is going to be on the left, and then the starfish that I'm putting here right now on the left is going to be on the right. So it's going to kind of be opposite, but I'm just trying to lay everything out to see how it will look on my card. And then I'm just going to use some of the clear embossed ink, and I like to turn my ink pad over. I feel like I get a good coating this way. And so I'm just going to be sure that I get a lot of ink onto my stamp. Since it is all clear, it's going to be hard to see on this white cardstock. So I want to be sure that I get lots of ink on it so that I don't need to come back and re-stamp it. And so I'm just going to make sure I have everything where I like it. And then I'm just going to stamp down, and I'm going to press pretty hard so I make sure that I get a good impression of these images. So then I'm going to add my white embossing powder, but I'm going to come back and add some more stamping. But sometimes your embossing clear ink may dry, or I might wipe across it. So I want to be sure that I go ahead and get these three embossed, and then I'll come back and add a couple of more stamped images in the center there as well. And it'll be easier to see where I need to stamp once I emboss these three. And I know it's so hard for you to see on camera what's actually going on since everything is clear or white. So, but just trust the process. It's going to be beautiful in the end. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to bring out my heat tool, and I'm just going to heat this up and melt this embossing powder. That way it's permanent and I don't mess it up when I go to stamp my other images. So since you can't really see this, I am going to speed this up. But typically when you are embossing, if you're new to heat embossing, even though this is white and white paper, if you'll just watch it, you'll see that as it embosses, it's going to get a glossy look, and you'll be able to tell when it changes from powder to the actual embossed image. So now that that is heat embossed, I'm just going to come back and stamp a few more pieces in here. So I'm going to add the starfish over here, and then I want to bring in the sand dollar and add it on the opposite side as well. And I'm just going to try to do this quickly before my ink dries, and so I can go ahead and get it embossed. And so as I'm looking at it, I may want to add a little bit more, so I'm just going to go ahead and once again add my embossing powder so that this doesn't dry, and also so I don't rub against it and rub some of the ink off. I can see that that did pretty good. So I just put my powder up, and I'm going to stamp a few more images. So I think I'll just set my powder aside and then stamp the images. So I'm going to come back in with the sand dollar, and I want to stamp off of the card front. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this card front measures 4 by 5 1/4. I've gone ahead and cut it the size that I want it for my card front. And as I look at it, I can see, even though you can't see on camera, I can see, and I feel like it looks a little empty. So I want to come back in, and I want to stamp that conch shell on the right edge as well. So when you're making yours, if you follow along and create this, you will be able to see all of these images. It won't be like it is on camera, and I do apologize. But for this project to work, I had to do colors like this so that you really can't see it, but it will show up in a few minutes. So I'm just going to stamp that conch shell, but I decided to turn it the opposite direction of the first one that I stamped. I want everything to look a little natural and organic. I don't want everything to be lined up, in a perfect straight line. I want it to kind of be mixed up a little bit. So now I'm just going to wipe off any of the excess powder that I got along the bottom of my card and the top, and then I will heat emboss it. And once again, you're not going to be able to see it on camera, so I'll just speed this up and get it embossed so we can move on to the fun technique that I want to show you today. So I'm going to bring out a piece of acetate, and this is like any acetate that comes with stamps or different products. So I'm not really sure where this piece came from, but I'm just going to use my acetate. And then I'm bringing in my blue velvet liquid pearls. And what I want to do is I want to do 1:2 ratio. So I want the 1 ratio to be of the blue velvet. The smaller amount of color is going to be the blue velvet. And then my larger amount will be the robin's egg. So now I'm just going to bring in my spray bottle of water, and I'm adding quite a bit of water. I do want this to get runny and to, kind of liquefy. It's actually looser than paint. So it's kind of like when you are ink smushing and you'll add water to ink. I want to get this watered down pretty good. And I'm bringing in my Ranger paintbrush. You can bring in any size for this. I think this was a number 6. I'm just really using it to mix up my paints. And you can see here as I mix it up, I'm getting that medium color blue instead of the dark or lighter blue. And so I'm just going to be sure that I mix it up good and get all of the light blue mixed in. And I probably mixed up a bit too much, but I wanted to be sure that I had plenty to create this. So now I have just a regular piece of saran wrap or plastic wrap from the kitchen. It's just your basic saran wrap, and I'm just going to ball it up really small, and then I'm just going to dip it around into my watered down liquid pearls. And then I'm just going to start dabbing it across my card front. So as we do this, you're going to be able to see all of our seashells and starfish start to pop out and show up. And I really love the magic of that. And these liquid pearls, I have them watered down enough that they're not going to be sticky. It's going to look kind of like watercolor. And that's what my whole idea is, to get a water effect coming across the card. And you can see I splashed a little bit in that above it. That's okay. We'll come back and fix that in a moment. So I'm just going to keep working with it till I get it exactly like I want it. And I want to be sure that I have enough blue going across that all of my seashells are showing. So that little bit of splatter at the top, we're not going to worry about that. What we'll do is we'll just come back, and I'm just going to make a line of splatter going across my card front. So from one corner to the other, I'm not covering the entire card, just from one corner to the other, and leaving the other corner's empty. And so I really like how that looks. It doesn't look like we have too many splatters, but it adds a little bit to our card. Now, if you wanted to make a bunch of cards, go ahead and use this up on as many cards as you can make. But for the sake of time today, I'm just going to wipe mine off. So I thought I would go ahead and show you how I'm going to clean it up. So I'm just going to take my rag here that I keep in my craft room, and I'm just going to wipe it up. So while that was drying, I went ahead and picked out the color ink that I wanted to use, and picked out the sentiment from the Beachy Vibes stamp set that I wanted to use. Now this, you can see it's a little wrinkled. It's not completely dry. I didn't want to come back with my heat tool since I already had that embossing powder on there and I'd already melted it. I didn't want to remelt it again and mess up the images. I thought that they looked so crisp and clean. I wanted to keep them like they were. I was afraid that if I continued to melt it, it might blur them a little. So I'm just going to let it dry on its own. But even though it's still a little damp, since I'm using Archival ink, it's not going to hurt anything to go ahead and stamp it, because Archival ink is waterproof. So it will not be affected by any of the dampness or water that is in this card front. So that's the great thing about using Archival ink. Anytime you want a permanent ink that is waterproof, then grab your Archival ink. It's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is my favorite color. Best Dressed is my favorite color Archival ink right now. I really love this navy. I use it all the time. And maybe it's just because it's summertime and it's a good color with all the different red, whites, and blues and things for the summer, but this is my favorite color right now. Now this is the first time I've used this sentiment, so I'll probably have to stamp it at least twice to get a good image, since it is a brand new stamp. So that looks really good for my first. It looks like I didn't have enough ink on the very bottom vibes, so I'm going to just add a little bit of ink and stamp it one more time, and I think we'll be good to go. And that looks really good. So now I feel like this needs a little bit of something behind it. Instead of just putting this onto a white card base, I feel like it needs some background paper. So I'm going to pull out the Bubble Mix stencil, which is one of my favorite stencils right now, and I'm going to create a background. So I pulled out some paper that I had cut off other card fronts or card bases from, and I'm just going to stencil in with the Best Dressed ink again so it matches the sentiment on the front. And I could have cut this down to the size that I needed, but I really wasn't sure if it's going to work. So I thought I would just stencil in most of this piece, and I'll just make sure that it is a big enough piece to fit behind my card if I want to. And then any extra left over I can use on another card. So I really love this bubble mix stencil. I think you've probably seen me use it before, and something about it, I just love all the little bubbles on it and the little circles. I love the effect that it gives. Now I'm just going to add this ink randomly. I don't know what the correct word would be for that. So I'm not going to try to get a smooth blend. In other words, I'm just going to get dark and light spots, and I'm doing this purposefully. I really like that look, but I'm also keeping in mind that you're probably not going to see that much of it because it's going to be behind the card. So you're just going to see it around the edges. So it really doesn't matter exactly how it looks in the middle, but I am just getting a random look so that whatever you see, it has a light and dark effect. And I really just wanted that for the back of my card. So I can see that I have enough stenciled in here. So I think I will stop there and cut it out. And let's do the reveal. My favorite part of stenciling is the reveal. And so look at that. That is so pretty. That could be a card front on its own. But I think it'll make a good background piece as well. So now I'm just going to cut this down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So then I'm just going to add my stencil piece behind my card front. And you can see here's just a very little sticking out, but I really love the effect that it gives. So once I had it glued down, I realized I want a white border as well, but I've made it all too big to fit an A2 size card. So I'm just going to create my own card size. I've cut down a card that measures 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. And so it fits perfectly. So you can do this. You don't have to always make the same size cards. You can always just create your own size. And then I can create an envelope for this as well. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me put this card together. I hope that it inspires you to get out your liquid pearls and play with them today and see what kind of backgrounds you can create using this technique. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to the Ranger channel. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you'll be notified each time we upload a new video. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.